Hey, it's Filet, and you're watching Filet TV, the ultimate YouTube channel. I'm no cinematographer, just a dude with a camera. All right, part 11 of my brilliant light purple dune buggy build. We are going to be working on putting the dash back together. Everything's bolted down to the front. Everything's wired to the front. So it's time to get this dash put back together. So if this is something you're interested in, let's get started. All right, as you can see, I'm sitting in the buggy. This is a temporary seat. The dash is in place, but I have an incredible amount of leg room. I'm not cramped at all. This is perfect height. I don't have to do any adjustments, any chopping of the seat frames. So we're hoping that we can get, once we do decide on what we're going to do with the seat, we're going to be able to get something that's going to sit in the same configuration as this. Because to me, this is perfect. You're able to reach everything. Chrome shifter in. I think we're doing pretty good here. All right, let's get to it. All right, we decided to roll the buggy out during this massive full eclipse we're having, and just take a little look. Gonna do a little walk around anyways. I just put the seat in. I don't want to run these poly buckets, even though they're brand new and I got brand new covers. But what I wanted to do was test my height here. So I did sit in it. It is quite comfortable. I've got the same geometry going as a 66 bug. All right, well, the next thing we have to do is climb in here and get this wire taken care of. But I just wanted to give a little bit of a look of this thing out in the eclipse. To me, it looks a little more like a purple haze. All right, headlights are in. I wish I would have adjusted them before I torqued them down, but that's all right. Underneath, we've got it all wired up and all the wires stowed. Fuel pump, everything going. Same on this side. Inside here, everything's buttoned up. All right, so next will be the components on the dash. Gotta pop them through that hole and bolt the dash into place, and then just start hooking things up. And then it's gonna be time for a real good cleaning. All right, let's see if we can. All right, so I guess the next thing I'm going to do is get these wires up into place. I still got to connect all the turn signal mechanisms. There, I need the connector. Okay, wow. Okay, this is not like me to put gloves on in any way, shape, or form, let alone gloves on when I'm working on a car. But I pulled these out of my winter coat because I don't want to mess up. I don't want to mess up my new dash, and I'll show you exactly why. This is what we've got going on. Got ahead and polish this out. And now I gotta put my gauges in there without scuffing up my brand new polish job. And I noticed just touching it, I was leaving fingerprints. So every time I'm gonna handle this, it's gonna have to be with my gloves on. Okay, right now I'm going to pretty much shut the camera off. I'm going to get this all set up. I've got to get some screwdrivers, a couple wrenches, a few things that I've got to get going on. A little scooching, nut to start hanging the stuff into place. So I'm going to go ahead and take care of that and be back to you shortly. It's just so I have a place to put my dash. All right, I wanted to give you guys a closer look. I had said before, I should have showed you while it was up, that my 12 volt cigarette lighter is not going to clear. So I have to clearance this out. And you can see how there's a line there. It was the same one on the other one. They should have cut it on the other side of the line. But, oops. Yeah, they should have cut on the other line. So I've got to clearance this out. A little tiny bit bigger than that, but that's exactly where my 12 volt's going to go. And I've got plenty of room behind there. So just so you can see. Okay, so anybody you want to see, here's what I did. Just clearance it enough to get my 12 volt power supply back there. And you know, we're back in gloves. All right, it's time to grab the camera again. I'm gonna have to take the dash all off and cut this out here, because you can see the headlight switch hits on the way up. Even though I get a smaller switch, I think I'm still gonna have some issues. See, they got the small square one there, which I'm gonna go to anyways, but it's still gonna have some issues. So I'm gonna clearance that. And I can't fit my 12 volt power supply in. And then the other side, I had the same issue where all this is hitting, right? I gotta have room for that. So I'm gonna have to, you can see I made room for the speedometer cable, but I'm just gonna go ahead and cut all this out because I can't close it all the way with that in there. And this is the same issue I had before, but before I had clearance issues on the top as well. So I haven't even got to that part yet. So I have to take everything apart again. All right, sometimes you just got to get serious with the cut. That should clear. All right, that's about as good as I think I need to cut. Could take a little bit more off here, but I don't think there's an issue. But I remember the last time I had to cut a lot from here, so I might still have to do something up here. And at least I'm gonna have clearance in here and clearance in here. All right, time to put the gloves back on and put the dash back on. All right, so I've got all this clearanced out. And I've got all this clearance out, and I still have to notch this a bit to fit with the cigarette lighter into place. Again, with no gloves. All right, so let's see. Just barely clearances. I've got to kind of stretch it through a little bit. And then, oh, what happened? Something else got caught. Oh, yeah, there you go. Still needs a little tiny bit of clearancing right there. And it shuts. But I got to be careful because I don't want it to show on this side. So I don't really have a lot of room to work with there. But you get the gist of it. So once I get everything wired up and tightened down, put it into place. Look at all those fingerprints. Put it in place, screw it in, and hopefully we're not going to have to open it up too many times. All right, everything's buttoned up. All the wires are fixed that broke. Speedometer cable is supposed to be here today. I just went and checked on it, but I'm sure we're going to have plenty of clearance there. Now let's see if we can get this to shut. See a little tiny bit more clearancing right here, but if I move this thing over, let's see if I can switch hands here. Excuse me. If I just get it to flex, then it'll close. And then we're closed. All right, not bad. I'm gonna get a couple more switches into place, figure out what I wanna do about that chrome molding, if I'm gonna put warning lights there or what's gonna happen. I will be back. All right, the dash is in place. Get the knobs on it. Still gotta do the final tightening up of everything once I hook the battery and get everything tested. Still gotta get into here and mend the wires for the turn signals and stow that away. But all in all, we're pretty set to go. Took the time to put my new MEYERS MANX shifter in. Pretty cool. So I'm gonna put the horn button together. We'll do that tomorrow.